biggest challenge for people like me, and I think all youngsters who are reformist attitude, is to unlearn a lot of things you have learned already. We have been coming up with ideologies which is contrary to what we have been taught by our parents and stuff like that. So we need to pick up the right people. For example, Dr. Ambedkar is an excellent mentor, and I've written various articles saying very highly educated man and a very straightforward human being, a very powerful man who stood for the people who have been really elevated and who needed help, and a structure he created the new India, which is right now progressing towards a much finer India. So I think picking up the right mentor, may it be business, may it be politics, may it be any walk of life, is very, very important. And identifying the right people is the first undeniable characteristic which you have to look for is ethics, because he might be the cleverest man in the world, but if he's unethical, then there's no use at all. So you need to have a man who is very ethical in nature as a mentor. I have a lot of mentors because I used to be in the sports at a very early age, and I used to gym and stuff like that. One of my earliest mentors would be somebody like, of course, there's a lot of rags to riches story in Tamil Nadu. It can be my father, it can be JPR, it can be an MGM, BGP, and so many rags to riches story who are extremely inspiring, because India is not an easy place. From that perspective, to endure all these hardships and to come up is not easy at all. But from a business perspective, I don't know whether you guys have heard about this. Michael Jordan is an extremely talented sportsman, but as a businessman, he was an even much more talented man, human being, So his ideologies, he was a very early mentor for me. You need to be confident in yourself, because it can break you a little bit, but if you want greatness, if you're going after greatness, I think that is the only thing that is your confidence has to be the most important factor there. I finished my master's in 2001, PhD by 2004. But whatever you learned that time is not even applicable in today's world. In the next 17 years, it has become completely infectious. So all new technologies have come. Whatever you've learned is all double, triple. The softwares which you have learned is already gone into oblivion. So the ideology is to make sure that you keep continuously learning. Back in the day when we first started, it was not easy to get funds like this, because I was not in the best of terms with my family, and to get the funds. So you have to go to every bank, and every bank will say no because you don't have any property or anything. They're not going to invest in a first-time entrepreneur. There's a very sad state that in India, first-time entrepreneurs will face the most severe things. At least now you have venture capitalists and you have all kind of funding options. But those days there was no funding option at all. You have to go to bank, and most of the banks will only be debt funded. And debt funded, you have to have some property, and again you have to go stand from your father's feet, which I didn't want to at that time. So it was a very tough time. But from there, I still remember the first time we opened a restaurant. That's the first business we did, called Casa Piccola and Casa Nas Control. And I remember the first customer still walking in and saying the place looks beautiful. And then whatever food we served, he said it was very good. You need to improve a little bit also. And we were taking feedback. I still remember the third day when a lot of customers came, more than what we expected came. And there was a big, we were not able to serve them all on time, and there was a huge confusion there at that time. And we still remember all this, and yeah, I remember everything. If your product is correct, I think I am going to quote a little bit of Philip Kotler here and say, if your product is perfect, I think only thing pending is marketing. So get your product right or your service correct, so everything will be all.